I want to thank you for joining me on this video. I'm not sure how many segments there'll be. I never know how long I'm going to go. I break it into 15-minute segments. So if there's more than one, I'll put them up there at the same time. I'll load them all so that you can watch them in sequence. What I really want to talk about today, because I think it's very important, is the concept and understanding of what's going on with the energy shift on the planet as it relates to parallel universes, for those of you that are aware of that. And I know that in the community of the science-based belief structure, if you want to go into quantum physics, quantum mechanics, and the discussions about the possibility of parallel universes, string theory, and all of that, there's a lot of discussion. Having been shifting back and forth between them for some time, consciously, not always in control of the shift, but consciously aware of it, I tend to be on the side of belief that there are in fact parallel universes. Because I've had visible, tangible evidence, signs, and experiences. But what I wanted to do today was kind of talk a little bit about some of the things you may be experiencing that are occurring in this parallel universe shift, and to understand what's going on. So let's back up to third dimension where we are currently, and the shift to go to fifth dimension. And fourth dimension has to do with the astral plane, which is why we're not stopping there. Just imagine you take a car trip and you have a destination, and you're going to that destination. It doesn't mean that you have to stop at every point and exist within it before you get to the one you're going to. So we're rolling up to the fifth. We don't need to hang long at the fourth. We're going to get some assistance and some energy boost from the fourth. But we're not really dangling there for a long period of time. We've been interacting with the fourth and a lot of energy from this dimension all the way through this third dimensional cycle. So we're now going to shift up. And to do that, I want you to imagine that if you've ever seen the video of lightning before it strikes and all of the energy on the earth reaching up for it, there's a camera that can capture that little tiny light essence, and it's like, pick me, pick me. And we put that out too, although, really we're always surprised and usually eliminated from the earth if it picks us. But it is an overwhelming load of energy that comes down and just instantly becomes connected to us, and really kind of blows out the physical anatomical structure that we're riding around in. It doesn't just kill us, it doesn't destroy our energy, our spirit, or whatever, but it does remove our physical vessel from this plane when we're picked. And so what we're looking at is all the energy that's existing on the earth is intelligent energy, even that's inactive or potential. It's not with memory, but it's there, waiting to be picked up, to be drawn, and to be used. It's just there. And then there's all the energy we've energized, brought into ourselves, and changed the state, so we're using it either to manifest emotions, activities, whatever it is. It helps to understand that we are nothing but energy connecting everything together as one. We're in a space that's created simply because of the belief and the illusion that we have created of structure, which is simply molecular and atomic particles and subatomic particles that we see bound together to create solid objects, pots, plants, tables, walls, doors, all of that, physical bodies, and we're existing within it. So we're all in this delusion, so to speak, together. So we're here on this planet, shifting around, preparing to ride a cycle that's been pre-agreed on by many energies, to go up to the fifth. Now, how does that connect to parallel universe? I'm about to make that connection. Parallel universes, every choice that we make or don't make has an energy connected to it. So let's say you have a fairly large decision and you make it. Well, the one that you didn't choose goes somewhere and it shifts. So there are universes vibrating right next to us that we don't really physically see all the time, because there's not a need per se, and because the vibration is slightly different, we're not really visibly or audibly aware of it all the time. We are, but we always are able to dismiss it. Some people have a lot of ghost activity and they're very aware of ghosts, and there are different reasons ghosts seem to appear, but quite often what people perceive as ghosts is sort of a bleeding or feeding through of energy from a parallel universe that's very close, and we're hearing it. We've all heard voices and sounds muffled that sound exactly like a voice of someone we know, and we hear part of a conversation, but that person isn't where we are right now. But in a parallel universe, they are close enough for us to pick up an auditory sound. But we have all these beings on all these earths that are rotating very, very close together in these parallel universes. And all of these earths are currently in a shift to move to the fifth dimension. So if that's not confusing enough, imagine now that energy coming down to engage and activate more energy on the planet to shift are like little tiny fingers or filaments or tentacles. For me, it helps to think of the Earth's surface and all of us on it as a sea anemone, or a creature with all the little softly moving, willowy tentacles undulating, picking up vibration. And right now they're all cohesively settled in this third dimension, so to speak, or most of them. And there's a comfort. Even though it's not really where we want to be, it's hard to get out of a groove. You get in a groove and it's just more comfortable to stay in it. So we're all in this groove and we're grooving along. But there becomes an awareness that we really need to be in maybe a different groove. And I don't want to suggest one groove is better or worse, but let's say we could have an earth with less destruction, more centered on love and understanding, acceptance, hope, those kind of things. Not necessarily hope, because hope is thinking something might happen when in fact we always had the power to create it, as we've been creating. So some of these energies began to be more aware of this decision to move to a higher thought. And I use the word higher just because there's a duality understanding on the planet at this time, and it's easier to be understood that way. So let's say we want to shift to this different vibration. But we need to move the whole planet, and one or two energies can't pull or push the planet up, even though the planet's energy is focused on doing it. It's carrying all these energetic beings that weigh quite a lot. And if we don't shift the energy of all these beings currently walking on the earth, we can't get the planet up to the fifth without some bumps, bruises, and wrecking. And if we're not careful, without destroying it. So there is always a potential in a shift that the planetary beings and the planet itself, Mother Earth in this case, Mother Earths, if you're looking at the parallel string of them, won't survive the undulation. There's been major shifts before where the Earth suffered catastrophic events. The Atlantean disaster, where Atlantis was sunk, when they decided to tap into the core of Mother Earth instead of going out to the heavens, to the things that were in place for them to use, they overstepped their power and authority and created some dynamic events which knocked the mankind back, a few million years in development. along with a lot of energies that were removed. So we have all these beings on this planet looking to have this shift. Some open to it, some not open to it, some simply not aware at all. The purpose is to shift, is to create more of this higher blissful attitude on the planet. More healing, more love, more health, vitality, energy, and create an atmosphere more open to more visitors that want to come, and we'll see an increase in diversity of beings coming into this space. Because our minds will be more open to allowing that illusion to come forward too. But at this point, we still have a majority of the population that, even if they think there might be something out there, has been unaware that it's already been here and visited. And I was listening to a physicist talk about the reason intelligent life or extraterrestrials haven't come to talk to us. It's because we're like earthworms. And would you stop to explain what you're doing to an earthworm? No, they wouldn't grasp it. And I understand the concept of what they're saying, except that we don't really understand how intelligent earthworms may be. While they are considered a lower form, we think because we have a spoken language with all the nuances and intent, with the way we inflect our voice and the way that we gauge the pentameter, that we are accelerated. Trees, plants, and animals have been communicating far above our powers, telepathically, for, millennia. And we think because they're not uttering verbal noises, and they try to communicate with us, but we can't understand them, that we are somehow elevated. Okay, whatever. We are higher in purpose, and it is important that our energy be connected for this shift. But our language itself is not what makes us so intelligent. And just to answer the physicists that think that extraterrestrials and other intelligent beings haven't been here, they've been here. They've been here a lot. They've been connecting for centuries upon centuries. I've had multiple interactions with such a diverse collection, not just extraterrestrial, so to speak, but super consciousness, creative source, the Christ consciousness, angelic realms. They've all come forth and issued information, typically through my hypnosis clients. I never know when they're coming. Sometimes I can call them forth. Sometimes they just pop in. It's not something that I, control completely, but I've had plenty of interesting conversations about many things. So they have been here.